There we go. So now he's given us a loan for $500,000. We can get a lucrative government contract. Hopefully this doesn't fail. Hello everybody and welcome to Plutocracy. Today we are doing something a little bit different. We are playing as the wonderful Cher Older. And Cher Older, her one ambition is to own lots of shares. She wants as many shares as she can in as many things. She wants her fingers in all of the pies. So this is the ambition of Cher Older. Our opponent is the notorious Brian Gonzalez. We don't really know why we don't like him. We just don't. He is our opponent. He is our enemy, and we need to beat him in anything we can, essentially. So, what are we going to do with Cher? Basically, Cher is going to be pretty ruthless. And she's going to try and amass as many shares as she can, as quickly as she can, in as many different places as she can. But we're also going to maybe cheese it a little bit, if we can. So we're going to start, well, we've got money here. We're going to start having a look at achievements. Now, achievements are amazing things, because achievements give you points, stars. They give you these things, experience points. And experience points are used to go to the bookshelf and purchase different perks, I guess you'd say. So we want to amass as many experience points as we can, as easily as we can, as quickly as we can. And if we have a look at the personal achievements, there's a whole bunch here, and some of these we will definitely have to work towards, like wealth, being worth $1 million. That's something we're going to have to work towards. But there's one here, conducted negotiations. So we will get points for conducting negotiations, so buying shares off people, right? So 5 negotiations, 50 negotiations, 500 negotiations. It sounds like it's going to be a tough thing to do, but I think we can possibly cheese this a little bit, maybe. We've also got Wishmaker, or Wishmaster, I should say, and for this we need to complete people's ambitions, and there's a really easy way to do that, just by giving people loans. So we've got like 2 sources of easy experience stars right here, I'm pretty sure, so that'll be possibly a good move. These other ones are maybe going to be a bit more difficult to get to, but we'll have a look and see what we can get. I think probably after completed ambitions and conducting negotiations, got luxuries. Getting 3 luxuries shouldn't be too difficult, and cash flow generator should be another one that comes in pretty easily. Wealth and influence, that stuff should flow a bit later on. In terms of these things, controlling companies, developing technologies, all the rest of it, these are things that's going to come a bit later too. And political achievements, I'm not even going to go there. At least not for now. I am not at all anywhere experienced enough to do anything political yet. So I'm going to ignore that, and I'm going to look for personal achievements as a source of experience points, at least to begin with. And then maybe we'll move into economic achievements and political achievements later on, if we ever get there. So first off, let's have a look at where we are. So we are in the wonderful New York State. Our opponent is here in Kansas, having lots of fun over there. But we're up here, and we can have a look at what's going on. There's a whole bunch of different companies that we can possibly buy shares from. We've got some. Oh, look at this, Foster. Wow, they've got 100% dividend payout, which is really high. I bet they're making a lot of money. We can have a look and see what characters there are here, and it looks like we can probably talk to a lot of these characters. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to do that straight away, straight off the bat. We're going to deal with them, and we're going to offer to buy 1 share. and we're just going to see how we get on with negotiations. So that's good. I'm going to maybe compromise on the price. Oh, and look at that. Okay, I'm just going to agree to the price. Fantastic. There we go. We are now a shareholder. We have bought our very first share in our very first company. Well, that's brilliant. Great. So we've got 0% of shares. Fantastic. Let's talk to this person next. Right. Hello. I would like to buy 1 share. So you kind of see where I'm going here, right? I'm going to compromise. Oh, wow. Okay, that worked really well for us. Let's agree. Thank you. And you're probably thinking, well, you could do this a lot cheaper, a lot easier, if you just did it on the stock market. Well, I could, but then I wouldn't get the experience. So, I would like to buy 1 share, please. So let's see how this goes. Oh, this is going well. How about a compromise? This guy wants to sell. You know what? We'll agree. Thank you very much. So that's 3. Can I deal with anyone else? I can deal with this guy. Can I deal with him now? He's not available yet. So let's go and have a look at another company. Let's look at Outlet Oil. See if there's anybody here I can talk to. I don't think there is. I think I've used all of my influence. Oh, okay, we've got this guy here. He doesn't require anything. So let's deal with him. And I would like to buy 1 share, please. Very good. I'm going to compromise. You can do better than that, sir. No? He's got to love this wild compromise, right? Okay, we're gonna agree. That's more than I would have liked to have paid. But I don't mind so much to begin with. We're still very wealthy. Can I speak to anybody else here? This is the guy I just spoke to, right? Okay. Let's have a look at the next one. Anybody here looking to sell? Yeah, there's one. Okay. Chloe Lee. Nice to meet you. I would like to buy a share, please. Oh, wow. Well, that's looking good. I guess we just do a deal straight away. Fantastic. And there we go. We've got our first achievement for conducting negotiations. That was pretty easy, right? So we've got our first star, which is just fantastic. We can come on over to the skills area, and we can start putting our skills into stuff. Now, given that we're doing a lot of negotiating, maybe etiquette would be good. So eloquence increases the number of rounds that we get, but etiquette means that if we have an unsuccessful deal, we're more likely to not have a negative effect from an unsuccessful deal. So those things are good. Psychology is good too, because it reduces the amount of influence we need to talk to someone, which is good for doing deals. Planning means that people will be available soon, or sooner after they have done a deal with you, or have failed to do a deal with you because they say they've got alcoholism. That's one of them. And trading basically makes your start position a bit better, so you do better deals. So if we're going to do a lot of deals, then going down diplomacy is always a good place to go. We can also look at things like grants and try and get some friends in high places. That would also be cool. I think for now I might go for maybe eloquence or etiquette. Let's hold on to it for a second. I think what I would like to do is have a look at the state and have a look at I want to look at people in the state. So if I put a filter on, the state that we're in should be at the top. There we go. And we can have a look at ambitions. Well, let's look at wealth. from top to bottom. So it'd be nice to make friends with a rich person that's got quite an easy ambition to fulfill. Because if we make friends with a nice rich person, then they might give us some money, which would be really nice. And if that was the case, it would be a really good idea for us to invest in our bookshelf over here and go for etiquette. Because etiquette would mean we could ask for a loan at a low rate, and we'd be less likely to have problems with them if they disagreed with the loan. So etiquette might be a good way to go. Not afraid of going down that route. Interesting, we're making a little bit of money already. Hooray! Very nice. It's not much, but every little counts. Yeah, let's go back to person search. I'm going to first look for any ambitions that I can fulfill. So I'm going to go doable actions, loan. So these are all people that would like a loan. So I might start with giving out loans. So it's a case of looking for decent loans, or maybe just going for it. It depends on how much people are looking for, but it's not necessarily a bad place to start. 7%, 2 quarters, 12% risk. That's pretty good. And every time I fulfill somebody's ambition, you can either get an agent from them, or you can get here we go. You can get an agent, or you can get loyalty. Loyalty is good because it helps you make friends. So for instance, I could start making friends with this person. The next thing he wants is 2% of shares in this train company. Now that train company is a transport company. 2% of shares will probably be quite a lot, so it's unlikely we're going to be able to fulfill that. Ambition, he wants 20,000 shares. Eek. Okay, he wants 20,000 shares. That's fine. I guess we're going to be in here for the long run. Let's just filter this to have shares. Okay, and we'll go on to days, single day. We want this company here, and we need to get to 20,000 shares. So we've got some way to go. Let's wait for the price to come back down and just buy a bunch. Wait for it to fall, buy a bunch. Wait for it to fall, buy some more, and now we have to wait. So I'm going to turn the speed up, and we'll wait until the end of the quarter. Okay, so actually the share price seems to have jumped quite significantly. We now have $2,000. We could just sell the shares here, and that might not be a bad idea for us. That is the month view, quarter, year, day. Let's look at the bid price. Bid price is up majorly. We paid an average of $5.66 for those shares, so I suppose we could just sell them, or we could try and make it up to the 20,000 mark. So we would essentially need another 5,000 shares here. I'm not sure what the best thing to do is. Let's have a look at our credit. So we're going to get 1,000 from this guy. Is it the same thing? Yeah, it is. So, okay, let's it's a really good opportunity to sell, but do I do it? This is the trouble. It's difficult. Let's go a day. Yeah. What's going on there? Let's have a look at the finances. So, finances at the moment, they could have more workers. Dividend rate is kind of okay. Work plan could be increased. There's lots of opportunity here to make the company better. In terms of finances, they've got kind of a decent amount put away. So they've got 660k. What we could do is see if they will buy a big building. So people should agree to this. Almost. We did have the major investor said no, which is kind of a shame. So we'll have to wait on that. But that would have been a good opportunity for us. What else can we do? We could decrease the research rate. Now the question is, do we want to drive the share price up and sell, or do we want to sell the shares and invest in a different company and try and be friends with a different person? Because that is also a good way to go. I guess what we could do is try and drive the share price up. So this will definitely increase profits, which is good for us. So let's just see if they'll do this. Yeah, and they approved that. We can also try and increase the work plan, which will also increase profits. So let's go for that. Yep. And we can experiment with the wage level. The wage level doesn't always increase income, but sometimes it does. At the moment it doesn't, so I don't want to mess with it right now. So I'm anticipating that the share price should be up now. So we can maybe wait on it again and see if that share price rises a bit more. So yeah, bid price is now at 7.69. So let's advance time a bit more quickly and just see what happens. Yeah, now they want to increase the amount of workplaces by building a building. I think that's a good thing to do. That might decrease the share price, and it has, to 7.35. So I'm going to buy shares now while the share price is down. I say down at least from where it was before. But I probably will sell these shares when the share price does recover. So the share price should have taken a dip at the moment because we put a lot of the money that was in the company's reserves into building a building. So yeah, we can see that a medium building is being built. That's going to end 18th of September. And if we look at the finance screen here, that we've got less money in cash reserves than we did before. So building buildings do like a temporary decrease. Let's see if the wage level has a positive impact. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, well while the share price is back down to $6 something, let's just throw our money into the company and let's wait a little longer. And now there's a strike. So that strike action. Oh, there's a glitch here. It's not showing the user interface information. But if we jump in and have a look at the little bit of information here, it says there's a strike involving 46 workers. I suspect the CEO isn't very good, which looks like the case. I wonder if there's a better CEO, one that has economics. This person has economics and diplomacy and a fairly average salary, so they wouldn't be a terrible CEO. They don't like spending money on a CEOs, unfortunately. The CEO is pretty pants, so I wouldn't want to rely on this CEO. There's still a lot of money in the bank, so I think there's every possibility that they will be able to survive a strike. It'd be a good time to do things like changing the dividend rate, because if you do it now while the company is striking, it doesn't look like it makes any change. So sometimes they'll vote for it. There you go. Because income changes by 0. So that's pretty good, because it means when the company makes money, more money should go into the finances. Bad time to change work plan, because it doesn't look like it has any effect, because there's nobody working. So definitely not time to do that. Let's go back to the stock exchange. While prices are down, there's really no reason why we shouldn't put the money into the company, except for the possibility that it could go bankrupt, which is kind of a bad deal. We can see that Bryce did, Brian, Brian Price, he did pay his debts, which is nice. He's still looking to acquire the shares in the company, so we could always do that possibly. So what's he looking to pay at the moment? He's only looking to pay $2.79 for the shares. So if we sell to him, it would be a pretty bad deal for us. But he has got 1.4 mil in the bank. He's fairly wealthy, so there's always a chance we could borrow money off him if we become friends. So something to think about. Let's go back. Let's go back to the stock exchange view. So we've put a lot more money into this company, and we're just gonna let the game run and wait for it to tick over, and hopefully this company doesn't go bust. Okay, so this guy, now this is interesting. This guy wants to buy our shares, admittedly at loss compared to what we actually paid for them. So we own 1.97% of shares, and he wants to pay us $5 for those shares. The current share price, or the current ask price, is $4.89. So if we sell at $5, which I'm going to do, if I go to day progression, let's wait for that price to go down just a tad. There we go. I can now buy those shares back. Let's buy now. So long as I'm paying less than $5, then I've had a good deal out of it, because I've paid less than that guy bought for them. So essentially I've now acquired more shares. So we can have a look and see what that guy wanted to pay at the moment. So Brian Price, the guy who returned our loans, we could now fulfill this. Look at ambition. Now he's only willing to pay $2.82 currently, which would be a loss for us. So I'm going to say no right now. Let's wait for the strike to be over first, because I've got a feeling. No, I've got a feeling that the share price is going to increase once the strike ends. Gamble is, when is the strike going to end? Let's turn up the progression and press play. Okay, look at that. So the share price has now jumped by 41.9%, which is absolutely bloody wonderful. Very good news for us. It means our kind of like our gamble has sort of paid off, which is nice. Let's now go and find our charming friend again. So our soon-to-be friend, I should say. So this is the guy who took a loan from us, Brian Price. We can see that he still wants this ambition fulfilled. Now he's willing to pay $4.94 for them, which is great, because we did buy a bunch of those shares at less than $4.94. So I'm going to go ahead and fulfill his ambition. I'm going to increase his loyalty, and this means that Brian is now our lovely friend. So I think this is probably the best place to actually see people. So he's worth 6.4 mil, and he has got 1 mil in the bank, which is very tasty indeed. Let's come over to our skill set here, and let's have a look at etiquette. I would like to learn etiquette, I feel, because that decreases the penalty. if you have a falling out with a friend. Let's come and speak to Brian, and we can borrow money from Brian. Now, if we want to take a loan, we can only borrow what we're worth, but we can try and get a loan of $98,000, and we can repay at any particular rate. At the moment, he looks like he would agree to a loan of what we're currently worth. So let's just see. There you go. He's willing to give us a loan of what we're currently worth, and he's willing to give us a loan at the rate of 0%, which is brilliant. So I can do that. So if you need a loan, my terms are 98.6k at $0 per quarter. That's a very good deal. We didn't give him that deal. So great stuff, right? Now we've got £196,000 to play with. Oh boy, things are getting good. What we could possibly do is issue a bunch of loans to people as well. So we want to make another personal achievement. Completed ambitions is one that we're well on the way to doing. We've completed 2 ambitions with 1 person. What we could do is try and fulfill some more ambitions, and I think that's probably what I'm going to do. So if we come back to the state, no, not the state, I want the person search, there we go. Let's have a look at who else wants some cash. So there is Brian Bennett, he is a CEO. He's going to be a bit harder to convince to be our friend, I think, because yeah, that's going to take a few different things possibly. Is there anybody who seems to like us a lot? There's an investor here, and she's quite naturally inclined to like us already, so she might not be a bad person to try and become friends with. So this person here, they want a credit, quite a high interest rate. Well, not a high interest rate, a high risk. We could do it, I suppose. It kind of probably wouldn't hurt. If she turns out to be a good person to... she's only got 21,000 in the bank. Let's maybe not. We're looking for people who might be able to actually lend us money as well. So possibly lower risk people. Like, is it worth trying to make friends with this guy? So he needs a credit of $30,000. Let's have a look. So he's got 500k in the bank, and he's worth quite a bit of money. So we could give him a loan. Let's go ahead and do it. And let's get in your loyalty. And the next thing he wants is 1% of shares in Cavern Acoustics, which is a steel mining company. So let's have a look at the old map, and let's see where Cavern Acoustics are. Well, we actually have a share in Cavern Acoustics. Not a very big share, but we have a share in Cavern Acoustics. And that share price is up quite significantly at the moment. Let's have a look. They've got 21 mil in the old bank there. A 45% dividend rate. This is actually a pretty decent company to invest in. Let's see if we can encourage them to build a big building. It looks like they would be game, and they are, so that's very nice indeed. Okay, let's have a look at what that's done to the share price. You can see that has caused a slight dip in the share price. We can pick up 2,800 shares. Do we wait a day? No, I'll just buy them. We should have waited a few days. Oh well. We've put some money into this Caravan Acoustics, the mining company, which is pretty good. Share price is fairly all over the place at the moment. Oh wow, it's jumped quite significantly now. Has that building been built? No, the share price is just up, up, up. If we have a look at the shareholders, we have a very small amount, so it'll take us quite a while to become friends with the other guy. Okay, right, so that mining company did make quite a bit of cash that time. Could we keep throwing money at it? I suppose we could. That's like a 45% dividend rate. Should I continue to put money into this place? Let's have a look at the stock exchange. Now this transport company has had a dip. Well, this share price is up very significantly. So I think it's if I wanted to buy shares, I could only buy a very few of them. So I might just wait on that front. I wonder if there's probably not anybody who we can loan to at the moment. Oh, there is. We can loan to Ethan. Ethan probably only wants a very small loan. Quite a high risk, but it's a very small loan. So I think I might go ahead and do that. Oh, it might be good to get a collector. This guy hasn't got a lot of money, so might not make a very good friend. Maybe Congress people are good friends, but I might go for the collector, because that'll help me if somebody refuses to pay one of their debts. And I guess we just wait for a little bit more cash to trickle in. Okie dokie, what's going on here? So he wants to buy our shares there, and you know what, I'm just going to agree, because that seems like a good deal to me. It's an increase, and we can probably put our money into caravan acoustic mining instead, which seems like a good deal for me. I mean, that's negligible, but every little helps. Let's have a look at the achievements again, see where we're at. So we only need to fulfill one more ambition to earn another star, so I think it's definitely worth doing that. Gosh, these caravan acoustic shares are just going up and up and up. It's a very interesting company indeed. So we only paid $58 for the shares that we have. They're worth twice as much now, so kind of thinking it might be worth just cashing out at this place. We're building a big building, which means we're probably going to get more money. Look, we can even look right. Oh, look, they've added nice Control Shift click stuff for the plan here. This would increase the amount of money the company makes by a significant margin, so it might be worth doing that. And everybody's going to vote for it, which is great. There's an increase of 1 million. Let's increase it by another 1 million. That wouldn't be a bad shout. Very good indeed. Will wage level increase? No, it will decrease in this instance. Get rid of research would increase, but I'm not going to suggest doing that right now. We will have the big building done pretty soon, so the share price should just be up even further. Yeah, so share price is now currently at $78 for selling, which is a significant jump on where it was before. So, you know, I think maybe we should just keep our money there, wait for it to go up even further, and then sell when it gets a bit higher. That would be a really nice thing for us to do. We have a look at sort of where we're at the moment. We're net worth is currently 170k, which feels like it could be worth a bit more. The reason we're not is because we've got credits that we received, but we're putting that money to good use because it's a 0% interest rate loan, which is pretty good. Cool. Okay, so we've earned a bit more cash. We can actually jump in and see how much our shares are worth, or should I say how shares are worth. So let's have a look at caravan acoustic mining. I do like the company name. I feel like they've jazzed up the company names a little bit recently. So Cavern Acoustic Mining, the share price is up even more, which is crazy talk, and the big building hasn't even been built yet. that was a bit of a mouthful. Big building hasn't been built. Lots of money in the bank. This is a very nice company. Very nice indeed. I probably don't. I don't feel like I want to sell the shares, but I will do at some point, in order to make my cash back and invest into different companies. So let's have a look. Wow, 4.91%. That's a huge jump. That's very nice indeed. I'm just going to take that filter off there, just in case there are any opportunities that we might miss. Let's. We only need to fulfill one more ambition to get Wishmaster. So I think I'm definitely going to do that now. So let's have a look for somebody else who wants a loan. So Alexander Russell would like a loan. Quite a decent sized loan for us. Quite a small one. He's got a decent amount of cash. Let's just fulfill his loan request. And we'll gain his loyalty. It's just for the achievement really. So that's very nice indeed. It's always good to have a nice friend on board. Let's go to the map and have a look at the capital and see who the governor is. Okay, so this is somebody that we might want to keep an eye on. This is the current governor of the state. He wants a loan, and becoming friends with this guy is always a good thing to do. Let's have a look at his info panel. So what we're looking at here is his wealth and influence and all the rest of it. He's not a wealthy individual, but what this guy can give us is more than money. And it will equate to money, of course. But what this guy can do for us, if we become friends with him, is he can allow us to access special measures, let's say. So if we have a look at Cavern Acoustics and we go to the management screen, you can see that there's this government contract thing. And if you've got a good relationship with the governor and you've got some money for a bribe, you can unlock the potential for a government contract. And what a government contract does is it massively increases the amount of money you get from a company. And when I say massively, I really mean massively. It ups the price that you sell, and your income it goes through the roof. It would be a very good idea to unlock government contracts, especially in a company with as much money as this, and then maybe hit the dividend size right up, milk it for a while, and then sell the shares. Something like that might be a very nice thing to do. So it might be worth keeping an eye on the governor and trying to befriend them. Let's have a look at the governor. Let's see when the election is. So November next year. So we can always just try and fulfill the ambition. Okay, he wants to buy our share. I think we've literally got one share here, right? So yeah, let's just go for it. Why not? He's asking to buy the share at a profit after all. Let's have a look at Cavern Acoustics. The price has jumped yet again, which is incredible. If we have a look at the management screen, the big building is about to be built. We can increase the work plan. Yep. Let's see if everybody will vote for that. And they will. And let's maybe have a look at the wage level. No, that's not yet having an impact. So let's not mess with that. The big building is going to be built soon, which is very nice. Let's have a look at the guy here. So he is going to get potentially kicked out in November. So if we made friends with this guy, it would have to be some pretty quick turnarounds. that's quite a decent loan rate anyway for the ambition. So I'm not against giving this guy a loan and getting some friendship with him. And he wants 0.04% of shares in that particular mining company, which equates to 390 shares or $19,000. Right, great. So you want 390 shares of this company. Okay. 390. Let's buy them. Let's come back to the governor of these states. So we can't talk to this fellow yet, can we? Well, let's have a look. Ambition. We can fulfill the ambition. It's a slight decrease in price, but we'll get some of our money back, which is very good. We can increase his loyalty. And the next thing he wants is a credit. And he wants a credit of 57,000. So if he's ousted in November, we can wait until the end of this quarter and get a bit of cash back. So you want to buy some of our shares there. I'm going to say no to you because that's a decrease. We want our big building to come into effect, and then we can sell some shares there. I suppose we could sell some. We have a look. Cowan Acoustics. Share price is currently $90, and they are down actually. So I suppose we could buy shares now. Let's do that. Let's plow our money into here. The big building should be done. Let's. Now this is possibly a mistake. Let's try and vote for another big building. There we go. And let's have a look at the stats. So looking pretty good. Wage is still not impacting the old price there. But let's wait just a tad. There we go. And now let's have a look at the share price. Share price is currently slightly down. That's probably because of the big building that we've just bought. We need, how much money do we need? So how much of a loan do you want? 57,000. How much money have we got loaned out to other people at the moment? Not a lot. Well, we got 10,000 with this person. We need 50,000 quid. Let's go back to the stock exchange. Cowan Acoustics. So I guess we could sell like 80,000 maybe. Not 80,000. 800. That's 73. Let's go call 900. Okay. So now let's come back to the state. Go to the capital. So November. So he's going to last another quarter at least. So there's 57.4k, which actually isn't that much. Let's do that. I thought it was more. In my head it was more. Let's become friends with the governor. And now I suppose we want more cash if possible. Now we're friends with the governor, by the way. He doesn't have a lot of money, does he? You have got a loan. You must repay the current loan. Darn it. Let's have a look. So we're currently at 223k. He hasn't got any money anyway. Also, he's taken like a bunch of loans from us. So probably for the best, I suppose. But let's head back to our company here, Cavern Acoustics, and let's have a look at the management screen. Okay, so the income is currently 7.7 or 7.07 mil. Okay, government contract. We just need we need to use our skill point to unlock grants, which is very good. And then if we come back to hang on, not that one, Cavern Acoustics, have a look at the stats. So 7.07, government contracts is now unlocked, which is very tasty. Let's right, so 7.07. Let's come back to the stock market. Let's wait just a little. Maybe there. Right, I need still a amount of money. Let's say 200. Okay, that's grand. Now let's come to government. Right, so keep an eye on this. Right, 6.57 mil net income. Now we go to government contracts. We bribe the official. We've got a risk of it failing, but it hasn't. Very good. Come back over to statistics, and income has jumped to 8.37 mil. Now, we have got 11k coming in each quarter. Now we haven't got a lot of cash in this company, but let's see if the shareholders will jump up to a cool 100% dividend rate. And everybody's greedy, so they probably will. But let's just see. Yeah. So now we've massively increased the net income of this company. Let's milk it for a little bit, as it were. So let's let the game run slightly. And when the quarter ends, we'll jump in and see if we can push the company's money up even further. Okay, so now we're on 26k. Right. Let's jump back in and have a look at Cavern Acoustics again. So the share price should be just up. Oh, it's down at the moment. That's kind of nice, I suppose. I bet this means there's less money in the bank. 36 mil. Let's increase the work plan, which is very handy. Share price is still low, at the moment. I suppose what we could do is just throw money back at it. There is the risk that we could lose money if it does go bankrupt, but if the price is down, we may as well do it. So price is way up on the year, and quarter is looking pretty good still. If we have a look at the finances now, we won't be putting any more into the bank right now. If we look at this, nobody's going to want to decrease the dividend rate, so that's not happening. There's no point in us increasing the wages yet. We could get rid of the research, and we kind of may as well, just to increase our money even more. And let's just so right, we are currently at 88.8. Let's just buy some more shares in it. So we're up to 27k per. Okay, look at that, we're up to like 30k per quarter, which is really nice. We've had a loan return to us, which is very handy indeed. And let's have a look at this again. So we're currently worth 297,000, which is very good. We've got two friends. We're still friends with the governor, and also Brian, and we will want to pay Brian back at some point in the hopes that we can borrow more money from him. So that will be a good thing. Okay, so this is saying you don't have enough money to pay him back. Good to know. Let's have a look at our favourite company again. Let's see how they're doing now. Because we popped the old dividend rate up to 100, we are vastly at risk of going bankrupt if this company strikes. But hey, live on the edge. Let's firstly just chuck a bunch of money into it. Will the share price go down at all? Current acoustics, quarter, month, day. Yeah, marginally. Let's just buy shares. Back to the statistics screen. Let's shove more money into the work plan. Apply. Yep, everybody's going to approve that. And then the wage level not having a negative. Let's see if people will approve this time. So they're approving now because it has a very slight increase, but that should reduce strike risk because we're paying people more. So I'm happy with that at the very least. Let's wait a quarter. Okay, so now we're up to 91, which is very nice indeed. I think we've had somebody repay their loan, which we have, which is very, very nice. If we have a look at the shares, we're now worth 321k with Cavern Acoustic shares here. Share price is currently slightly down, but we are still making a very decent whack in terms of the net income. We can go for another company expansion. We could look for a new CEO as well. This person looks fantastic. Like, I doubt they'll go for it because I can never seem to get people to change CEOs, but that person is a very good CEO. Yeah, so something to think about in the future. Let's look at, is it worth going for one more expansion? Yeah, let's do that because that should drive the share price up even further when that gets built. So what that should have knocked the share price down slightly. So now the share price is down, let's buy a bunch more shares. And now let's let it play out. Okay, share price is up again, which is dandy indeed. We're currently raking in 32 thou, so very nice. What might be worth it is paying back our loan soon. So we borrowed, like, what was it, 90,000 or something. So that's currently received credits, but we're worth like 460,000. 460. Wow, not quite, because that's a credit. We're worth 360,000. So we could potentially pay back the loan of 90 and then get a new loan for 360, possibly. It would be worth trying, I suppose. So question is, do we sell some of our stock, and is there another company that we could invest in? And do we start trying to go for a company that's smaller to try and take control, as it were, or at least build up our shares? Interesting thought right there. I think I could just wait 3 quarters. So you would like to buy at a loss, so I'm going to say no. Thank you, but no. Okay, wow. Share price up again. That's very high. That's worth a lot to me right now. Let's have a look at the old stats. We can force it up even further. We could do that. So we will do that. And then in terms of wage level, we can see that's a negative at the moment, and we can decrease wage level to increase income again. So it's worth doing. because essentially we're just milking this company as much as we can for more money. 60,000, we're close to being able to pay back our loan, I think. Right, government contract. We can get a lucrative government contract. Hopefully this doesn't fail. And it seems to have passed. So we're back up to like this 11 mil. So that means 40,000 coming in a quarter, which is very nice. Let's have a look at our friend here. So they've still got a bunch of money, which is good. How much did we borrow? It was 90 something thousand, right? Received credits 98.6. Okay, so when we get 98.6 we can pay back our loan and potentially get a new one. Oh, okay, so this is an interesting one. So this guy is offering to buy at 130. Right, let's have a check at the share price. So Cavern Acoustics. Yes, the ask price is currently 118. So this is kind of a no-brainer. We're going to do it. Right, and then we're just going to... Oh, actually... Yeah, okay. Let's speak to our friend. Let's repay the loan. Repaid. Look at that. Cool. So I think we have to wait a little while before we can talk to him again. So a short while, November the 16th. Let's hope the share price stays low. There we go. I think that's low. Now we can ask for more money. And now we can ask for money up to 489,000 with no interest and see if he'll give us that loan. Fingers crossed. Yep. There we go. So now he's given us a loan for $500,000. Now we can have a look at this Cavern Acoustics and we can buy at 120. So we just sold a bunch of shares at 130, but we can buy it now at 120, which is very nice. And now we've got £91,000 coming in. Sorry, dollars. We've got $91,000 coming in every single quarter. Okay, so we've got a big building on the go. Let's have a look at our net worth, currently at 554,000, because we do have received credits of 489,000, which we will have to repay, but our shares are almost worth $1 million now, so that's very valuable to us indeed. Let's have a look at, well, this company might be worth investing in. That's a big drop in the share price because of the strike. Let's have a look at Cavern Acoustics again. So we've got a very small amount of market share, or rather, we've got a very small amount of share in this company. But because of the government contracts, it is really, really worthwhile for us to stay there. And now we can start using our money somewhere else. So if we look at this Candid Transport company, it's pretty interesting. 19.4 is the current ask price. Let's maybe just buy a single share and have a look at how they're doing. So they are obviously in not a very good position. So 4.56 is what they've got in the bank. And they're losing 1.15 every single quarter. So if this strike lasts for a long time, it won't be very good. So October the 14th. So I would anticipate that this strike ends pretty soon. And they would survive a few more quarters of a strike. So it might be worth the gamble and just putting money into it. So I might just go ahead and do that. And then let's just wait for it to tick over and see if this company stops striking. Okay, and now this guy wants to buy the shares in the Candid Transport Company. Right, 18.7 is the current bid price, and he's offering us 22.1. The current ask price is 19.7. I guess we may as well do that, and then just buy them back. And bam, the share price has jumped up. So whereas we paid like a maximum of 19.6, it's now worth 28.8. And we could probably improve that a bit more. We could go for the government contract here as well. 2.5 is the net income. We can max out the number of workers. We could do that. We could increase the work plan. We could see if wage level has an effect, and it looks like it actually does. So that'll increase net income, which is very good. We probably don't want to go for an expansion right now. So we're currently at 31. So that's gone up even further, right? Yeah, so we were... Where were we? So 19.6 was the price that we actually bought for, and now it's worth 31, so it seems like a good time to sell to me. And there we go. So we've made a nice tidy profit on Candid Transport, so very happy with that. Are there possibly any other strikes going on? Probably not. Let's have a look at how the mining company is going. So the price of the shares is currently $100, and let's have a butcher's here. Let's have a look. So the expansion is about to finish, which is very good. Work plan is currently at its maximum now, at 200%. You can't get a work plan higher than that. Dividend rate is maxed out as well. They do have most of the market share in the state, so they are unlikely to go bankrupt, but you never do know. So this big building is going to end. Share price is going to go up. We know that for a fact. So at the moment, bid price is 106, ask price is 110. Let's go ahead and pay the ask price to increase our shares, and let's wait. There you go, it's gone up already. That big building would have completed now. So if we have a look at here, yeah, it's now 198 workers. We could go for like company expansion perhaps, or we could cash out at some point. We've got a lot of cash in this company at the moment. So where are we at? Yeah, our shares are worth over $1 million now, but we do have that £400,000 outstanding credit that we need to repay. But that's like 5 quarters worth of shares, I suppose. So, not sure what the next move is, but we're no longer the smallest investor, which is kind of nice, I suppose. And there we go, we've earned our next achievement, which is cash flow generator. That's for having over 100,000 K each month, which isn't bad at all. With this we could probably invest in grants again, and that would increase the amount we can charge with the government contracts, and that would in turn increase the amount of money we make. So yeah, we're up to 12.5 now, which is pretty nice. Those nice government contracts coming in handy. The governor is still the same governor and will be until November. So we've got not much more time to exploit this, but we can while we are still invested. It might be worth just hitting up another company expansion at the beginning of the next quarter. Let's see where the share price goes. Okay, so let's have a look. Oh, our share price is currently down at the moment, so that's actually a good opportunity for us. I wonder if the income is now at 16.5 mil. That is pretty impressive. Let's check now. 106. So if we hit up another big building, everyone should vote for this. Most people. Now it's 105. So there's our big drop in the share price. Ask is 110, down from 121. That should be reflected. So let's buy at 110. So our shares are currently worth 1.21 mil. That takes us up to a whopping 148,000 per quarter, which is pretty dandy. Okay, and we've got another person wanting shares in Cavern Acoustics. They're willing to pay 119. So let's check that out and see where we're at. So they want to pay 119, ask price is 108. I'm going to say yes, because that's a no-brainer. And then we're just going to buy them again straight away, because why wouldn't we? And let's keep an eye on the management screen here, because that government contract could expire. And there you go. So what's the share price currently at? So it's up to 107. Income is down quite significantly because that government contract has ended. We do know that the big building is gonna happen still. We've got $141,000, which I'm not sure if it's worth going in for right now. Let's have a quick check at our governor and see if they're still good. So they're due the elections next month, so they might not be around for much longer. So it might be worth us just plopping some more money in. So let's go for like 1,000 shares, which cost that much. Now let's go back to here. Let's try and get this government contract. Hopefully this doesn't fail. And it hasn't, which is nice. That's taking us up to 14.3 mil, which I'm pretty happy with. That increases our dividend rate quite significantly as well. And then share price should jump next quarter. Well, there's our $1 million. We're now a plutocrat. That's what our wealth is. So can't really grumble at that. And what we could do shortly, in I guess only a few quarters, is pay back our friend, and maybe borrow even more money, which would be pretty nice. We could go for this grants thing again. Let's have a look at how the company's doing now. Let's see for sure if it actually does make a difference. So let's have a look now. So 15.5 mil. Let's test it out, right? Let's go for grants again. Let's jump back to our company. Best way to get that, let's go here. Stats. Okay, so it's still 15.5. There you go, 18.3, 19. You have to admit, that's pretty fantastic. This guy wants to sell shares lower than the price, so I'm going to say no. Yeah, you should never feel forced to sell shares. that's a definite. Oh look, share price is down. You know what we do when the share price falls? We buy more shares. Okay, so this guy wants to buy shares at an offer price of $109, which is above the share market price. But if we have a look at the ask price is 114. So if we wanted to just buy the shares back again, this wouldn't be a very good deal for us. So I'm going to say thank you, but no. And look at that, the share price has jumped very significantly again, which isn't too bad. I'm pretty happy with that. The average price that we've paid is $101 per share. Now we're way up there with Cavern Acoustics, doing very well indeed. Will wage plan help now? Probably, slightly. Yeah, 25 grand for paying more. Very happy with that. And I'm anticipating that the price will probably go up again. But I think what I'm going to do is round things off. I think we need to repay our loan. So I'm going to fast forward a few quarters until we have enough money to pay our loan, I think. Hey look, share price is down. Okay, this guy wants to buy shares at $119, but the ask price is $110. You know what? Let's do it. Okay, he's given us 464,000 actually. Let's have a look. How much was our loan for? 489. We're very close. I think though, the best thing for us to do in this particular scenario let's go today. There we go. That'll do. Oh no, this is Candid Transport. This is a different place. Oh. This is what I wanted to put money into. Okay, let's recover this. So share price $35. Let's go for a increase in the work plan. And increase the wage level. $35.9. So what did we pay? We paid $28.8. What did we pay here? 35.8? 35.9? Let's wait a bit more. 35.5. 35.6. 36.1. Okay, if you go back to Cavern Acoustics, bid price 112. 116. Haha, we've made our money back. Oh gosh. And can we do anything here? We can look at increasing the wages. Yep, extra 30 grand for paying people more money. Not bad. Let's do it. And wow, the share price has dropped by a whole bunch, 11%. So, well, you kind of know what's happened here, right? The the government contract's run out, and we've got a we've got a new governor of the state, one that can't be corrupted. He's got this honest trait, which means we can't bribe this guy for better government contracts. So, yikes. But our shares are worth 1.72 mil in Cavern Acoustics, the mining company. Currently the price 95.5, which could be better. See if that goes up at all. Right, hang on. Right, okay. So this guy wants to pay me $108. I'm going to go for it. Let's do that. The share price should go up again soon. Okay, 96. Yeah. Okay, 96.5 on the bid price isn't the worst, given that a lot of our shares down here were way below that. What I'm going to do is start cashing out. Okay, so all of our shares are sold there. We're now with 1.97 mil. Let's go to our friend who we owe money to. So our friend here, Brian, he's still got a good old mil in the bank. Let's go to the borrow money screen. Let's repay our loan, which is very good indeed. So he should be very happy with us for that. We've now got 1.48 mil, and because we're in a state with a governor that can't be corrupted, it's time to move state and find a governor who can be corrupted. And we've got 1.48 million ready to do it with. So yeah, I think with that, I'm gonna leave the video there. Basically, what we've done is we've managed to make well over $1 million by making friends and influencing people. A few backhanders here and there, and borrowing money from people to make our increase in cash a little quicker. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this this video, something a little different. If you do like it, please do leave a like. If you've got any questions, comments, tips or tricks, please do leave a comment in the comment section. And if you have enjoyed watching and you want more content like this, then please go ahead and subscribe, and then you'll be up to date with any videos like this in the future. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and until next time, goodbye.